Well, hello. Welcome to Envisioning Utopia. I'm glad you could stop by. Try to make this as short and sweet as I can. But what I want to offer you today, give you some insight about, are three basic tools that you need before you start anything, before you go out there wandering online, trying every Tom, Dick, and Harry's tool to get you traffic or get you business or whatever they're offering you, and you spend tons and tons of money. I know I did, like $8,000 when I first came online, till I found out that I was doing everything all wrong. Luckily, I didn't spend like $30,000 and more like some of my friends did. But anyway, there really are three basic things that you need to do to have your mindset straight first, so that you know what you're doing, you know what your objections are, you know what's needed to get there. These are three basic steps, and they include what your vision is, your commitment to these things, and last but not least, your sacrifice. Yes, what you need to sacrifice in order to be successful. And there's a lot of that, but well worth it. So anyway, let me explain a few things to you how this works. Give me a moment. I'm going to pull up my whiteboard. Okay, here we go. So for the first one, you can see I have vision. Vision is simply what you see, what you foretell for yourself or your future, what your needs are. Is it money? Is it a new home? Just a new car? A better way of life for you and your family? Security as you get older? And if you're older like me, you need that security like in a hurry. What is your vision? I know I keep mine not only on my laptop as a big picture of what I want, but I constantly remind myself of it every single day. Your vision is so important to keep hold of that. The other one is your commitment to these things. What kind of time are you willing to sacrifice in order to commit to secure your vision? And sacrifice being part of the commitment. You're talking about sacrificing a lot of time. Maybe instead of going out playing or going to the movies or having a fun night, you've got something that's serious and really, really important. In order to get to your goal, it takes a lot of sacrifice, time and sacrifice. Let me give you a couple of examples of what others have done for their goals. And bear with me because I have a bonus for you at the end. Hang on. Okay, the first thing that I'd like to talk to you a little bit about these things is, many of you may know the name Helen Keller. This was a woman who, when she was little, about, I forget, 6 or 9 months old, she came down with what they called brain fever. They don't know if it was meningitis, scarlet fever, or whatever, but they called it a brain fever. And when all was said and done, that little girl woke up totally blind and deaf. Changed her world. She was grown up with no discipline, no direction. She basically, some say, was kind of like an animal. And if you've ever seen the movie The Miracle Maker, I'd urge you to watch it. You'll see where she would even, at dinner time, she'd be allowed to just walk around the room, feeling around for where people are sitting and reaching down into their plates and grabbing pieces of food and slobbering them into her mouth. It was horrible. And then her family, because they were thinking about institutionalizing her, and so many said, no, no, no. And they found this woman that, matter of fact, let's see, her name was, let me see if I can find it. Specs on Anne Sullivan. Yeah, I remember, Anne Sullivan. They brought her to the home to teach Helen. She herself was partially blind during her lifetime. Oops. And she went through all kinds of schooling and whatnot and finally graduated. And this was her first assignment, was to Helen, to try to break through, to connect with her so that she knew there was a reality out here, an existence, a world that she could actually deal with and cope with and enjoy and be a part of. Helen, because of Anne and her determination and her sacrifices for all her life, right down to even at one point she got married. And meanwhile, she's been Helen's guardian for teaching Helen's entire life. The marriage was kind of going downhill because she was so committed to helping Helen. She had a vision of being able to want to have this child, to be able to visualize the real world, to be able to connect to it. It's just totally amazing. And what her teacher did is, Helen actually, I've got them all written down here, I don't want to get this wrong, but she was an American author, a political activist, and a lecturer. She was the first deaf-blind person to ever earn a Bachelor of Arts degree. She founded the American Civil Liberties Union, Helen Keller International. She'd gone to Radcliffe College, the Cambridge School of Weston, and I believe it's Horace Mann School for the Deaf. I mean, she was incredible. One of her quotes is, "Literature is my utopia." I love that since I'm envisioning utopia. So the visions that you have, whether it be helping someone else or helping yourself to get somewhere, and your commitment to them, it can take a long time. What happens in the end, through all your sacrifice to get there, is so rewarding. I mean, look what happened to Helen Keller. Because of the commitment and sacrifice, her teacher gave her life to her. And in turn, Helen had a life. And actually, one thing I read recently on her is that she could speak eventually, but it took her 25 years to learn how to speak so people could understand her. Amazing woman. And myself, personally, too, I've had a really hard life myself. I had a very abusive childhood, not from my parents, but it was a sister who wanted me dead, but we won't go into those, but it was very dramatic. I mean, it was 16 years of, the sheer hell. And yes, I wound up with PTSD from it all. But anyway, I've gone through that. I've lost to death 2 husbands, had 1 divorce, lost all my parents, grandparents, stepfathers, stepdad, everybody. Even that last husband in 2014 is when I lost my father and my 1 blood sister and my husband all in 1 year. It's like my whole life came crashing down around me. And I was in a horrific place for almost 2 years. But I managed to pull myself out, because all my life, through each individual chaos and particular situation I've gone through, I have seen the value of what I was taught through it. I was able to learn from it. I gained so much more wisdom through going through these horrific situations. And like I said, it just has made me wiser, acquired more wisdom, has given me more stamina, giving me more understanding of what it takes to really climb a mountain that you want to get to the top of. That vision that you have in your mind can manifest into reality. And this is something I speak about greatly, because I have a lot of experience with this actually happening to me throughout my life. And now I'm on my final journey for my final destiny, and things are going great. I couldn't be more happy, more thrilled. And I want to help you all too. It's just something very innate. If you go out and you start right away, oh, gotta go on the internet, I gotta sell some stuff and blah, blah, blah. It'll never work. Well, I won't say never. It could take you 5 or 10 years, but it's not going to work quickly or to your advantage or help you with what you're trying to accomplish for now. You've got to have that right mindset. And then go after each individual tool slowly in order and understand it. Right down to the last period of whatever class or situation you're in and learning a particular thing before going on to the next. In this way, with these principles and these things set up, you will reach your goal. It's not really that difficult. It's just a matter of knowing which steps to take when. What are you achieving from step 1? Do you understand it? You've gotten through it. Okay, let's go to step 2. Do you understand it? Can you apply it to step 1 and 2? See the connection? And 3 and 4 and 5 and so forth and so on. And I'd love to help you with all that. Been there, done that. So, but anyway, guys, yeah, that's my lesson. Got to have the right mindset. Got to know where to start before you engage in any sort of business, anything at all. Or you will be flying all over this internet. There are so many people out there just messaging you, here, look, take a look at my business, what I can do for you, blah, 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 blah. Excuse me, smoker's cough. But anyway, and I said I had a bonus for you. I will with this video, undoubtedly with the text with it. Or if you're just listening to me, I will, how can I do this? Let me see if I can't get that put up here verbally again for you. But anyway, one extremely important thing and part of this entire process for you being successful online. You go online and you look at any of the great entrepreneurs. Every single solitary one of them has a story. It's their life story. And they know it so well because they wrote it down. It takes a lot of time. It took me a couple of months just to try to figure out where to start with mine because mine is so elaborate. I've been through so much more than, the average person. But I got it done. Because we take those stories, and when we're talking to other people, you can immediately relate to them and help them because you can let them know you've been there, you've done that. Or if you don't have such a vast amount of things like I do to relate to others with, just them being able to know who you are and you can be able to understand maybe something they're going through because it relates to perhaps something else that you went through. Connection between people to people. Your story is very, very important. Like I sort of summarized mine in a few minutes' time, but it's actually a very long one. Probably take me a good half hour, 45 minutes to actually tell you the whole thing. I'm going to give you a free class that will teach you a little bit more about how to write your story. It was done by my mentor, so that's who it will be through. But I am a collaborator with him and work with him, and I can give that to you for free. It will be in the text with this video. Like I said, if you're just listening to me, I will put that at the end. A little tag and say what that clip is, or not clip, but say what that link is for you. Or you can visit my website. It is envisioningutopia.com, and that information will be there as well. So anyway, guys, I hope that I've made some sense to you. I hope I've sparked some curiosity with you. I hope that I might hear from you as well, because I would love to help you start your tour through the internet world so that you have a pleasant ride reaching your journey, your destiny, your goals without too many hiccups, without spending gobs of money where you don't need to, I'd love to help you out. But yeah, it's all about your mindset to start off in the first place. Hope to see you later in some other classes. God bless for now. This is Carol Browne Earl signing off. Bye for now.